Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As always, please make sure to comment, like, and subscribe so you too can be part of the Pink Squad. So today we are going to talk about advice from a former credit card addict. Now, I originally had like all these things I wanted to cover, but I was like, you know what? Let me make this short and sweet, especially for those that currently struggle with credit cards or like, should I use credit cards? What do I do? Now, before I jump in, I just want to say a huge thank you to every single one of you that has commented on my last video and even like on my Instagram post and like my TikTok post of the envelopes that I made. Oh my goodness. Like, I know it may just seem like, oh, it's just an envelope, but it's not. So it absolutely means the world to me. Like, people were giving me feedback. People were being super sweet, that they were so cute, that they were excited, that they can't wait. I was like, what? So that really honestly just like boosted my confidence in this venture, but also just made me really happy because I'm like, okay, like, this is only just the beginning. Like, you guys haven't even seen the savings challenges. Like, I'm pumped. So I can't thank you guys enough. Thank you. Now let's jump in. So I used to have over 12 credit cards, okay? It was bad. Now, as a disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor, okay? If you want a professional, you should go seek one. This is just, I'm a former credit card addict and I have lived and learned. So, my thoughts on credit cards. If you have no self-control, don't use the credit cards. For example, if you know you have absolutely zero money and you're like, let me go on an unnecessary, and what I mean by unnecessary is just completely wants. It's not a need. So, like the latest, cutest purse and, things like that. They're not a necessity, they're a want. It is perfectly fine to have wants. Yes, we should have things that we desire to save up for, though. So if you don't have any money and you're just like continuously going on these shopping sprees, I would say credit cards are not for you. You need to have self-control. Now, if you were previously in credit card debt and you're like, hey, like I need a credit score, right? Totally understand. Do your research. For me, for instance, I obviously am wanting to buy a home, not tomorrow, but in the near future. So there are situations in which you can actually buy a home without a credit score. However, please do your research because there are like specifics that you need to meet, stuff like that. So, and everyone's situation is obviously different. So for me personally, it just doesn't apply and I need to build a credit score, which is what I have been working on since I completely trashed it. And so how I use my credit cards is I actually have my bills go through my card. Now I only have, how many do I have? I have 3 cards because they were my oldest, they were the ones with the largest amount, and they were the ones that showed the most history. So I really wanted to keep those open. The rest, honestly, I get a kickback email every single like couple months that it's been closed. Obviously, that's bad. But for me personally, I don't want them. I don't want to see them. I cannot and will not maintain over 12 credit cards for them to stay open. It's completely unnecessary in my opinion. So with that, I use my cards for my bills. So I know that I have to pay my bills, right? Like I have to set that money aside. So therefore, I was like, you know what? Let me put these bills on credit cards because I know I'll have the money and I know that in the end, it's still serving its purpose for me, where it's showing, you know, creditors, okay, she's using the credit card, she's paying it off. So, which leads me to my next point is I personally suggest, now there are multiple articles, information, blah, 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 on like the science of how to pay your credit card. For me personally, I pay it off at the end of every month. So I will let everything auto bill itself, and then at the end of every month I go in and I pay off my statement. You can do, you know, whatever works for you, but in my opinion, from what I have seen of doing that method, is I'm still getting the benefits. Like, my credit score is still going up and it's doing really well. So if it's not broke, I'm not gonna fix it. So yeah, and then you'll see, and you'll actually see it a lot, where people recommend credit cards for the rewards, the points, the miles you can get, like all that fun stuff. And although it is wonderful, you know, that if you're going to spend the money, you could get some back, at the end of the day, you know yourself best, right? I don't know you as the way that you know yourself. So if you're not responsible with a credit card, all of those rewards, points, blah, 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 is like, they won't mean a single thing if you find yourself in credit card debt again. So it's almost like, do the pros outweigh the cons kind of situation, where, again, for me personally, in the situation that I am, I trust myself with a credit card for like my bills, and I don't use it for, I've seen a lot of people use it for like grocery stuff like that. Like, I still very much like using cash for that portion. But for me, like, I don't touch my credit card on a daily basis. However, I will say overall, like, my mindset now versus my mindset back then when I was in debt is completely different. Like, that girl, it was like way different. So for me personally, like, using the cards and stuff like that, like, I completely have full and utter trust in myself. Now you might say, well, then why don't you use it for your spending and stuff like that? That's just because I personally don't find it necessary. Like, I'm not here for the points or back or anything like that. That's not the purpose of why I use a credit card. Now, you know, at the end of the month, do I get maybe like a couple dollars? Like, I think it's like $4 or something. Yeah, I do. But that's not why I do it. Like, at the end of the day, those $4 here, whatever, like, they're not gonna make my bank. Also, like I said, that's just, you have to figure out what the purpose of the card for you is, right? My only purpose here is to maintain and build my credit score every single month, right? I just need it to not tank and I need it to be good enough where I am able to get, you know, a good deal on a home in the future. That's its only purpose. I'm not here for the points. I'm not here for the cash back. You know, that's why I do my sinking funds and my savings challenges, is so that I can save up for the things that I want and all that fun stuff. Again, if you are like, no, like, I trust myself, so I want to use it for my spending and things like that, like, kudos to you. There is nothing wrong with that. You know, my situation and your situation are completely different. I've just personally, like I said, from what I have learned and what I have experienced, like, when I look at all I had in credit card debt and all I got back in rewards and points, like, it doesn't add up, you guys. Like, they don't make sense. So that's where I say, like, for me personally, like, it's not about that. For me, it's a bigger picture type of deal. in that this card is just serving me the one purpose to get me my future home. That's it. No more, no less. And then honestly, after I do purchase my first home, I think at that point I might honestly just like scrap them all together. So yeah, but like I said, I wanted to make this short. I didn't want to give you a long list of pros and cons and all that fun stuff. Like I just wanted to be like straight up short and sweet from a former credit card addict. And I will say it actually took me a while to even trust myself to own a credit card again, because I had completely cut them up. I threw them away. I shredded them. I think I even did I light one on fire? I don't know, but I completely got rid of them. And I was just like, goodbye. I didn't touch an actual card. Like I didn't actually order one until after I had paid off my debt, and then some couple months after. So it was quite some time. And like I said, that's just because I'm a different Judy than I was back then. And I also have different goals, and those goals being a homeowner. It is the dream. It is what I want. I want my space. So whatever I have to do to get there, obviously I'm going to do it. So let me know your thoughts. Everyone uses credit cards differently. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to tell you right from wrong. I am simply here to tell you why I do what I do and why it works for me. Because I have been in the hole in debt. I have had too many credit cards where they don't fit in a wallet, which is a problem. And I have had to dig myself out of that dark hole. So I've seen some things. But other than that, as always, please make sure to comment, like, and subscribe so you too can be part of the Pink Squad. I love you guys so, so much, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye, guys.